Welcome to Devon Dragon Radio. I'm your host, M.L.Ruscsak. I'm here with my very special guest and crypto mista, Emilie Jerard. Welcome.
Hi, ML. Thank you so much for having me on.
Now, you've been called the queen of crypto. So, what happened to get you into this space? Because it's a very interesting topic.
I got into crypto back in 2015. So right now I am on my going on my seventh year of crypto. And that was back when Bitcoin was around the $200 range. And I was just really excited because it's been on my radar back in 2010. And I was like, there's something happening with this digital currency. And I need to learn about it and figure it out and get into the space to try to make, money and profits from it. So that's where it started me on the journey.
Now, you teach it in classes that our audience can buy tickets for on Everbright, correct?
Yes, it's on Eventbrite, and I have monthly classes. It's the last Saturday of every month, and I have classes for the whole year of 2020 there, and I teach people about crypto. It's a 2-hour class, and the class is in 3 parts. It's what crypto is, where it came from, the history, different investment strategies, and the third part is what to do with your profits once you've made some profits from it. What to do with the money, different strategies that you can use.
So basically, for our people that don't know crypto is a form of stock, and I'm going to dumb this down so much. It's a form of a stock. You get dividends if you're on the right site and right currency. Just like buying a regular stock, you have your dividends. So that's for your profits. We see all these billionaires coming out on social media. I get so much money from crypto and this is how I did it. Well, it doesn't make sense because they don't actually tell you how they did it. You, on the other hand, are teaching how they did it.
Yes, I break down basically what the investment strategy is on basically the back end. Like you said, the different types of dividend crypto, which is called staking crypto. So I explain the different type of staking crypto and kind of get people out of the kind of moving with the news as opposed to moving before the news hits. They always say you're supposed to buy the rumor and sell the news. So what happens is I'm trying to get people now crypto's down if you've been looking at the market. The market's been down, but these are really good times for us to be buying when there's dips in the market. These are the best times to back up that truck and start buying.
Exactly. You don't want to go when I was smart back 20 years ago, bought my daughter stock in Disney. I bought the stock at $20. This is 20 years ago. If the stock now is $500 and some to buy one share. It's the same principle with crypto. You buy it when it's low. You don't want to wait till it's peaked because then you can't afford it.
Yes, exactly. And another thing that's really nice is because crypto, you can buy fractional shares, fractional parts of Bitcoin. So if you have $10, I tell people make an investment strategy where you actually purchase every day and you work that $10 through the market on a daily basis, call it dollar cost averaging. And I know Susie Orman talks about it all the time. And with crypto, it's even more beneficial because you could buy not what each Bitcoin or crypto was worth, but how much money you actually have to invest in it. So if you have $10 or $20, I say make a budget. Every month, put that budget within the crypto market to slowly put your money in the marketplace, as opposed to waiting till you hear some news or you hear crypto popping, like the youngins would say. When it's popping, you want to buy it. Actually, you want to do the opposite. When it's not popping, you want to buy it. Then when it's green and all the other people who are the retail investors who are then late to get on that advice, your money is already rising when it goes to the green part already.
Exactly.
So you were buying at red.
Exactly. I have a couple currencies that I'm invested in. I only did a few dollars because at the time that's all I had to invest. And I'm new to crypto. I mean, I'm been watching it since it came out. I'm like, what is it? But I just started playing with it. So I'm not invested millions of dollars in this. But at the same time, I did it at the dip. Now I'm not worried at the dip right now because I know it's going to go back up, because in stocks you have dips and you have rises. It's the
Hmm.
same principle.
Yes, yes, exactly. And I think mostly the class is to make people more confident about crypto, because there is a fear like, oh, that's why when it goes down, they want to sell, sell, sell. And I'm like, no, 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 no. You're actually supposed to do the opposite. You're supposed to buy more. And when you see it dipping lower, because then whatever you paid for it, you're going to be paying lower for it as it goes lower. That's what you're supposed to do. So it's basically getting people in the mentality on what is an investor, a true investor that makes profit, that makes wealth. These are the principles. Don't panic when you see it going down. Give yourself, like I tell people, when you invest in crypto, you have to give yourself 1 year of investing within it before you can pull any profits out.
Right.
Like you have to give yourself a minimum of 365 days. So
Mhm.
put that money in, forget about it, don't panic, and do your investment strategy. Take your time. I have this saying that you have to make time your friend when you invest. True investors, lifelong investors, time is their friend. They put money in the market on a consistent basis over generations, and they teach their children and the next generation how to do the same. And then the parents or the grandparents have the wealth that they built, that they could then give generational wealth to the next generation and the next generation. So me,
Exactly.
unlike my parents, unfortunately, that didn't get that type of investment advice, I have godkids and I have dependents who then I have built wealth now that I can leave them in the next for the next term, so it'll be easier for them to
Understand
kind
it.
of get ahead. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
We had to teach the ones that didn't have the education. We have to teach their education now. And
Yep.
you're never too old or too young to learn how to invest. If
Yes,
you don't
exactly.
invest, you're never going to get ahead.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And there were things where, like I was able to purchase a home. I put a lot of the bulk of my crypto. So I would say the crypto profits that I've made, I would say like 60% of it I've put in real estate. So I teach people to put the money in different places. So you make your profits, put it in. I bought a multifamily. Put it in a vacation home that maybe you could Airbnb. Put it in, maybe if you have someone that is have a profitable business, term profitable business, and you want to be partners with them. And any business, you have to come up with whatever portion of your buy-in for that business. So
Right.
this is a really good way for you to build wealth. It's a
Because
huge wealth generation for
right,
me.
we're going to dumb this down a little bit, because
Yeah.
when you invest into a business, you want to invest in the smaller business that's profitable and starting
Yes.
out. You don't want
Yes.
to invest in, say, buy Sears. You don't want to
Yes.
buy Sears when it's at its peak. You wanted to buy it back in the 60s when it started.
Yes,
Same
exactly.
thing with businesses now. You want to start at the entry level with your profits from your crypto,
Hmm.
and because you're not losing money, you're building
No,
money.
you're building money. Exactly. Exactly. And dealing with crypto, I was able to create profits that I've never did before. So I tell people, I said, out of like I've been to businesses, crypto has been the most profitable business that I've ever tried or been in. And the reason why is because I'm the one that's like looking at it and I'm babysitting it. It's all on me. So that's why I teach people like in my classes, like what if like the math and how do you see you making profits and how you look at your every 2 months, you look to make sure your investment strategy is working, and you make sure that okay, we're following the plan. And so it's a constant kind of looking at it and adjusting and being active. So I tell people make money on crypto. Oh, I want to be a millionaire. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to be patient, and there's a systematic approach. Any business it is, and ML, it doesn't matter what business it is, there's a systematic approach to
Yes,
you doing that business and making income from that business. And there's
exactly.
rules you have to follow and things you have to do. People just think, oh, Emily, I'm just going to put this money and it's going to come in. I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't. You have to be an active participant to make wealth. And
Right.
nobody's going to make wealth for you. because I get a lot of that. And like, listen, if it was that easy that you could just get somebody to do a MLM for you or just pitch this for you to make you money, we all would be rich. But there's only specific people who've made it up to that wealth part. You have to digitally say, I want to be wealthy. I'm going to sit here. And that's a part of my classes, is get people to engage and to invest in themselves. You want to learn how to make it. You have to invest in yourself and see that you're worth it to get this knowledge in order for you to get these classes done and do these things for yourself. It's important.
Exactly. You can't, one is never going to come overnight. It may, with investing, go into big rise in crypto and it'll hit overnight. But in the reality, it's not an overnight thing. It's taken years to get crypto go from $100 to where's what, $42,000?
Yes, it's 43,000. Yeah, 43K, and it went up to 70K. Right. So I was looking at the numbers. So it went up to 70K. That was last year. So in November, so you can imagine from November going from 70K to dropping all the way to 43, that's where that volatility is. It's very volatile, but there's a way that you can harness the volatility to make really great gains. Bitcoin made 500% last year for the people who invested in it. Ethereum made 1,000%. These are really, there's crypto, they made 10,000%. That Dogecoin, from that year that you bought it, if you bought it the last year from that high, that was around summer of 2021, if you bought it in 2020, from that summer of 2021, a whole year, you've made a 10,000% gain on your money. That's why everybody was going so crazy. But that 10,000% gain was from the people who started investing a year ago, not a couple months ago.
Right. That's what people don't understand. Anything you invest in is not going to come overnight. The investing part is coming from the people that invested before you.
Yeah. Yes. Because there's people, oh my God, you've done so much stuff, Emily. You did this and this and this. And I'm like, but I've been in this space since 2015. We're in 2022. Everybody got on that train when it was popping back in 2020. And I'm like, but I got a 5-year head start. And so I was the early adopter. So I'm like, that's what it is. I said, now that I'm giving my classes. Now for the next set of people who are coming up, I'm teaching you what I learned 5 years ago. So then you guys will be set to in the next 5 years where I am now, you'll be there then.
Exactly. And that's what we need to teach people. We have to go long ball, not on the short end. Everyone wants this instant gratification. It doesn't happen. You win a lottery. I'm going to use the guy that was a trash picker-upper person. He won the lottery, had the mentality of just spend, and a year later, he's back to picking up trash.
Yeah.
Instead of the mentality of, okay, here's my investing. I need to invest in the future.
Yes. And another thing too is because he was spending and spending, and he wasn't teaching how to. You have to teach how you have to teach your money how to make babies, how you make your money make more money. And instead they were being consumers. That's another thing about my class I teach, is getting out of the consumer mentality. Listen, I love Amazon.com. I love it. It's convenient. It's a good technology. That's why it's popped off as the #1 consumer site today. Right. But I tell people there was a point, and I remember this, and I know you remember this. You remember when Amazon just sold books? And people were like, oh, because I bought my college textbooks from there back in the 1990s. Right. So what happened is, as time went on, they said, I have to evolve my business. We need to diversify. They embraced technology. They embraced, moving on to the next. And I tell people, I said, we're looking at going into Mars. We're looking at colonization of different planets. We're not going to be with cash anymore, honey. Like that, that's where we're going to. We're going to digital currency. And now this is a glimpse of what the future is going to be. So you got to start kind of acclimating and transitioning you
If
know,
you
and
think about it, we're already in digital currency. That's
yes,
what a credit card is. It's not
yes,
real money. There's not actual money that you're handing cashiers. How many times do you go to a store now and say there's one cashier that does actual cash?
yes, and
Every
everything else is self checkout. Mm-hmm.
right. So we're in digital currency. It's just changing from USD to the crypto. And now
Yes,
we have crypto.com that has the credit card. So,
yes.
now your cryptocurrency is translated to whatever currency and you can buy it from your credit card.
Yep, I have one from Coinbase, my Coinbase card, and I use it all the time. And there's one of the things that's a really great thing with a lot of them is if you convert your crypto, whatever crypto you convert into USD, you're able to spend the crypto without going to back to cash. So your tax liability is going to be much less because instead of going to a different currency, which is the cash currency, the US dollar currency, you're still in the cryptocurrency spending USD. With USD coin, it's called.
Right.
So there is some tax advantages to spend the crypto using a card, and it's not debt, which I love. It's not a debt transaction. It's an all paid debit. You have the money there to spend transaction.
Exactly. It was like yesterday, I was going through my different crypto wallets and I found money. I'm like,
yeah, don't you love that? You're like, wait a minute, I have $1,000 in this wallet. When did I have 1,000?
I did that. I was like, wait, what? I put like $10 in there and actually have money in the wallet. I'm like, when did I invest in this wallet?
Yeah,
So
I have that all the time. Yeah, you're reconciling all your wallets, figuring out where
Yeah, because I was transferring all my wallets to one site, so I have
yes,
a list of one site.
So you were pooling everything into one spot. Yeah.
Yeah, just so I know where I'm allocating my crypto to, what crypto it is. And I'm like, wait, I have money.
I do that all the time. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's so easy to do, and you forget about it because you're taught, just put the money in, leave it alone, and forget about it. Well, once here, you actually have to look at it to go, okay, where's my money at? And stuff like this. So it's always a good feeling to find money, especially after New Year's.
Yes, and it's also a good, like I tell people, so I have my strategy, which is my dollar cost averaging strategy, where I tell people I buy crypto every day, 365. So I am adamant. You have to be in the market. You have to be engaged. I have friends that back when I started back in 2017, and I have lots of these little stories where I'm like, oh, you have to buy Bitcoin. And that was when Bitcoin was first rallying into $20,000. Do you remember that peak? And I say, now it's going down. How you see the markets going down. I said, listen, us as big crypto, we are used to this type of volatility, but you make the most money during this time. My friend, she put $20 in there. Just 20, never considered to be in the market consistently like I have. Yeah. When she looked in it back in 2020, and now she's investing, she came to my class, she's investing on a consistent basis. She's like, Emily, you know that $20 became $700. And I said, yeah, but guess what? Think about if you put $1,000 or if you put $2,000, you see how much you would have right now? She was like, oh man. And why? She's like, well, you know what, Emily? Because I asked everybody, why do they stop investing? So I play like, a little psychiatrist on the side. Why did you not? I said, you know what? She said, people were talking about it and it was popping and I got in it. But when it went down, I lost interest. I lost interest when it went down because it wasn't in the news and it wasn't bubbling. It didn't have that energy. And she was like, dang. I said, that's why you have to invest. It's about believing in the space and knowing will always be there. Because even when it's going down, I tell people, we're like, oh, we got a sale today, honey. All our crypto's on sale. And we're like, oh, let me see if I put an extra $10 or $5 on this or $5 on that. That's how we're doing. Instead of getting scared and selling all of our positions. Because we know better now.
Exactly. It's a sale on crypto. And
yes.
There's 2,000 different types of coins out there now? Something like
20.
That?
It's from 20,000 now. Yeah, it got up a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but a lot of it is NFTs. And that's the new technology and everything to people with the non-fungible tokens.
Mhm.
So there's a part of those which is, I call them kind of like personalized crypto NFTs. Like you could have your personalized crypto for whatever specific, your art or a piece of real estate that you're trying to sell. So that is different than something like Bitcoin or Ethereum, where everybody in the market is invested in that crypto.
Right,
So
because me as an author, my books are now NFTs.
perfect. Exactly. So your NFT is now part of the 20,000 cryptos that's in existence. So you're now in that pool of all of that has ever been generated. So
Right.
I tell people, because they kind of get scared with those numbers, and I'm like, but there's a part of those that are NFTs. So they're as time goes on, as you reselling it and people buy the book, and they could sell the book like something like somebody have like a tome that's worth a lot of money. So as time goes on, it's going to increase in value, and it's going to be something that is going to be, which is nice because our content has value now. We're sticking basically almost like a chip on that content now that you could track it, and people just can't get your stuff for free anymore, which is the
Right.
bane of the existence of the internet now.
Right.
Anybody could just get anything for free.
Exactly. And if you're an author, okay, this NFTs is awesome because now you put your ISBN to an NFT and it's tracked everywhere. It can't be pirated now.
Exactly. And there's something that's so much value, especially being the first NFTs now in the space, because you are one of the rarefied authors that are doing that. And I must really commend you to do that, because I'm trying to get a lot of my artist friends to kind of transition, and they don't understand it and that they're scared. And I'm like, but it's better this way because you can track it. And there's going to be a time in the next generation, like I like to say a lot, everything is going to have an NFT. It's not going to be free like that.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't just do this for my books. I did this for my artwork.
Oh, perfect. Great. Yeah.
And then with me growing up in the digital age, I know how to embed the NFT code
within
the art. Yeah. So it can't be pirated at all.
That's great.
I hear my daughter saying, you don't want to do that because she's hearing so many people pirating their work and selling it as an NFT into someone else's work. Well, if you embed it, no, it can't be because it's automatically tracked. Well, you can still sell it, but I'm still getting money for it.
Yes, exactly. With the code within it, basically the blockchain. So the blockchain is going to allow you that if somebody does take it, you're going to be like, no, it's going to kick back into your wallet for you to get paid for that content now.
Exactly. And this is like when I said I was new, I researched, and I just started researching when we talked a little bit a few months ago.
Yes.
And just from that conversation to now, this is where I've gone.
That's great. And I remember last time we didn't even talk about NFTs, but did you feel more confident after our talk that you will like, and I tell you could learn it. It doesn't matter what, I do that all the time. I read articles, I have business journals, I read Forbes. I really, the Monty Fool. There's a lot of really good resources out there. Take your time and learn it. And I do that all the time. I beta stuff and figure out how to use it. I make like trial NFTs just to see how it works and everything. Take your time and learn it because it's important. Yes. I have photographer friends and artist friends. Like there is that word learning curve. There's a learning curve to everything, but it's worth it for you to learn it because if right now, when you're the first people in your sector, example like real estate. I have a property in Ecuador, and I sent a paper to the development company that's building out these condos and mixed unit housing, a paper on NFTs. So they could say that if you do have investors coming aboard, you could say, hey, we know, and could give information on how the owners could create NFTs from these. So if they want to resell it, they can resell it as an NFT. Because that's the new technology. So you can sell property as NFTs.
I'm in the process of having my publishing company as an
NFT. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm in the process of getting my company where it accepts all Bitcoin, or not just Bitcoin, but crypto.
Yes, Ethereum and all the litany.
So as a payment now, you can pay my company in crypto.
Yes, perfect. Yeah. And
So
don't you see it's opening a lot of doors, the fact that you have you have put crypto and the blockchain and the ability, because a lot of authors are going to want to come to you, ML, and say, hey, listen, I want you to help me publish my book because you could create it in an NFT. You have put yourself in that space and give yourself an avenue to make you better than the rest of your competitors because you
and,
have that option.
and I'm in the process of taking my publishing company. So all books within my publishing company have their own
Well,
NFT.
NFTs,
So it's
perfect.
automatically within my company. Instead
Yes.
of teaching it, just publish with me.
Yes, exactly.
And
Exactly.
then
Makes it
if you don't
easy.
have the mindset to do it, it's
Hmm.
already done for you.
Yes. And then you also created the pipeline on how to do it. You're working, you're hashing out all the problems on how to make it done, how to get the cover art included with the NFT, how to
Yep.
roll all of that in.
Yep.
Exactly. Yes. Oh,
So
I love it. I'm so excited. I love it.
you taught me something, and it clicked in my head in just a way of, okay, how can I make this into a positive for my
Hmm.
company? It's not a
Yeah.
positive for me, it's not positive for
Yes.
the company. And
Yeah.
then now it's a positive for my company. How do I help other people?
Yes, yes, I love it. I'm so excited. I'm, I love, I call myself cryptophiles, right? So I love meeting people and having like a community of cryptophiles and that are not, millennials, that are like I'm not Gen Xer. So like bring us Gen Xers on board
Right.
and embracing the technology. And I love it because you see how you're touching the future. You see how you're moving into and you're innovating, right? Instead of like, do you remember the tech boom and you're like, oh, I want to be the next, but now we're in the forefront of it instead of hitting it on the back end.
Right.
We're right in the
It's
front.
like my films when they come out, they'll have
Mhm.
NFTs. When my TV stuff comes out, it'll have
Yes,
NFTs.
NFTs. Yes,
It's already built into the files.
yes, exactly.
And
Yeah.
I already have the platform, so it's already tracking it.
Yes, yeah. I'm a part of an advisor for a coin called Fox D Coin,
Mhm.
and they're into the streaming and how to get streaming and crypto and NFTs and and I love that because I'm working on the back end of the crypto and learning how to make cryptos better. That with real use case, and this is what it is. So you're marrying a real use case, which is publishing and media and movies,
Mhm.
with that digital, with the digital. And I said, I dabbled, I was telling you, in crypto, in fashion. So my next part is what I want to do is I want to chip clothes with an NFT on them. So
Well,
then all designers will be able to make sure that their clothes can't be copied because it has like a barcode on it.
well, when you take your not ISBN, UPC,
Yes.
take the
Oh, PC and NFT. Ah,
uh-huh.
I love it. I love it. Okay, I see. Perfect.
Yeah. So it's a little bit, this is how my brain works.
Yes.
So,
Brilliant. NFT, the UPC code on it. Yep.
yep. So now
And then each design will have its own UPC. Yeah.
exactly. It's not only the own design, but what size.
Yes, you match it to this. Yes, exactly. So you
And
have like a style, and then the size is specifically that's the NFT, and then the next style, the size, the NFT. Yeah,
because
that makes
when you
sense.
register your UPC on a database, because there's
Yeah.
a database for UPCs. I don't know if anyone else there is actually interested in this, but you have to take a picture of the product. So the picture's on the UPC
Oh yeah.
when you register it.
You stir it. Okay. Now, we got to talk about this because you could help me with this part then because that's what I want to do for my fashion because I'm tired of people copying.
What?
Which is true. As an artist, this is what is saving us. And I know, so in the whole NFT, I get people who are like, oh, Eminem bought an NFT for. I'm like, that's wonderful. Forget what the celebrities doing is wonderful. Can we engage with the technology? What NFT are you creating? What art are you doing or content that you're creating that you want to basically copyright and hold the value to that?
Right.
It's great that these celebrities are doing stuff, but they're doing it for a reason because they see what's going on. You know, and artists could truly get paid for what they're worth now. You know what I mean? And it's going to help everybody, like you said, every sector: real estate, education, fashion, publishing, broadcasting, journalism.
You can do it for food. You can do it for anything that you put a patent on, copyright, UPC code, ISB code, whatever you're doing that has a code on it. You can marry it to an NFT.
Which is lovely.
It's easy to do. It won't cut down on the copying, but it will cut down on who's getting paid for it.
Yes, and also it'll show authenticity. Right. It'll show authenticity, because I know for me, right. So if I went ahead and I know that something, because you know how you could check on the ledger to see which blockchain. You know how you could look and see on the address. So all of that could be verified. So somebody send you a copy. The true person who really did the NFT from the beginning, they'll have their specific NFT that you can check the blockchain on. So you'll know who it really belongs to, right? So that's the key, because the pirated person won't be able to get that on that person's NFT blockchain. They won't be able to get it on there.
They won't. And it won't go to the person pirating anyways.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
So we can actually cut down on crime.
Yes.
By doing an NFT. You can cut down on so much with crypto, because it's a lot more secure. I use Gemini, and just to send, because I was doing my crypto. And I wanted to transfer it back into my bank account, go from my crypto account back to my bank account. I had to re-verify I am who I said I was.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. You have to put all your two-factor authentication. It's great. I love it.
It wasn't just two-factor identification. I had to hold up my driver's license in
with
a code with the date on it. But it's a lot more.
So they see that you and your ID matches, and you're really the same person.
And it got to the point I had to go and have a notarized thing from a notary saying I am who I said it was. This is how secure the site it was.
But that's really good, because now I think we're going into 2022. I think all the pieces are coming together now. Because before, people like, Bitcoin, I don't know what it's used for. I don't get it. It's fake money, blah blah blah. And I remember saying, people, I'm like, but you're tying it into a real use case. What is that use case? And now what happens is that the technology has moved forward enough that we're able to now marry the real use cases with that blockchain, that physical material. Now we'll have a code on it, will have an address on it, that you're able to now verify that item is now quote unquote digitized. Right. So, and
it's all married together. And once you marry it together and it's all nice and happy, now you can track who has what where.
Exactly. And I love it. And my class, like I said, my name is Emilie Jerard. It's called #EJ Reviews. And I am really happy that I'm able to teach people, and it's just getting people on board. Listen, take your time, invest in yourself to learn the technology, because there is that learning curve. And I try to make that learning curve as fun and as engaging as possible. And I want people to feel that they're touching the future, and I love to get people hyped on crypto and want to engage in it and want to invest in it and wanting to create NFTs and wanting to create stuff in the space and having the confidence to do that.
And you're so good at it, because before we talked, I wasn't interested in it at all. I mean, this is just a few weeks.
Yeah, you did a lot. You did a lot in a few weeks, because I think the last time we had our interview was around November-ish, something around that time. Yeah. But I'm great. I'm happy I was able to get you hyped up, and I want people to be confident in it. And that's one of the things. I was confident in it back in the day, and I'm really well rewarded now. And I want everybody else. There's space for everybody on this train. Everybody has space. Everybody could be in the front luxury car. It's like I want people to feel confident, and I'm very approachable on all my social media. I'm the one that manages it, and I reach out to people all the time. Like, hey, I see them going in my stuff and asking questions or looking at my LinkedIn, and I'm like, hey, do you want to learn about crypto? Are you interested in the space? Like, I can teach you about it.
Right.
Be confident. It's fun to learn it. To be honest with you, that's like half the stuff I love is learning about all of it.
It is, but we are almost out of time. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Today. Yes, I'm so excited, and I would love to talk to you about the UPC cover, my own little projects I'm doing with fashion. But it's exciting, and I'm really happy.
I'm not in fashion, but I see how it can be done. So we're going to have to either create something or work with what's there. And
Yes, I would love that. And I love that you're on the forefront of the publishing, and it's really exciting because now I know authors, I know who to send them to create their content into NFTs.
Yeah, have it as a content, but now they're tracking it in real time and actually getting paid for it.
Yes, exactly. Yes, because we've been giving our content, our creativity for free for far too long, and it's over now. But thank you so much, ML. I really appreciate having me on again, and it was a pleasure.
Thank you, and for our viewers and our listeners, happy investing.
Keep on hodling those coins. That's my little saying: hodling the coins. No selling. Don't panic.